A very good morning students. This is your English teacher Benu Sehrawat, and once again I welcome you all to RKP online classes. So we'll continue with our lesson number 6, Barto to the rescue, and in this video we'll complete the rest of the lesson. Alright, so open your books at page number 66 and we'll start with the second last paragraph on the page. Okay, so keep your notebook and pen with you all the time. Alright, at the top of the hill, the storm was in full fury. Now, they had already crossed the river and now they were heading to the hill. Now, when they reached at the top of the hill, the situation was even worse. Okay, now we can see here the storm was in full fury. Now what is the meaning of this phrase, in full fury? It means in great anger. Okay, actually the storm, it cannot be angry like human beings, but it shows the intensity, okay, that how bad it was, right, how dangerous it was. So in great anger. Okay, so the wind must be blowing 80 miles an hour, Gunnar thought. So wind was also really strong. He could not see even the wheel dog, the one closest to the sled. Now it was so strong, the storm was so bad that he could not even see the wheel dog. Now which is the wheel dog? See, the sled, okay, the sled is here, and then all the dogs, they are attached to the sled through with the help of the chains. So the dog nearest, suppose I am sitting on the sled here, okay, so the dog nearest here, okay, even that dog wasn't visible to Gunnar. Can you believe how bad it was? Alright, so nothing was visible. So the dog which is closest to the sled is called wheel dog. Okay, he couldn't guide the team forward, but he couldn't turn back either. Now of course Gunnar, it was Gunnar's responsibility, right, to direct his team where to go, where to turn, right, all the instructions he had to give. But I mean, because of the extreme weather conditions, Gunnar wasn't able to see anything, right? He could not see anything. So of course, obviously, he could not, guide his team also. And on top of that, there was no option to, move back, okay, to go back. One second. Alright, so there wasn't any option of turning back. They had to move ahead in any condition, okay, and Gunnar was very determined in this thing, right? It's up to you, Barto, he muttered. You have got to get us there. Now, inside, I mean, throughout the journey, his head, it was all sorts of emotions were there in his head. He was worried, right? And then he just muttered. Muttered means to speak something in a very low voice and which is unclear, okay, which is not audible, which cannot be understood also, okay. So he just said to himself that, it's up to you, Barto. Up to you means, I mean, Barto, it's only you who can do something now about the situation, because I am not in that condition to guide you, but now it's your responsibility. And in any case, in any situation, we have to reach the place. And which place do you remember? Point safety. Okay, so here we came across the word muttered. All right, muttered. Muttered means spoke in a low and unclear voice. Alright, so muttered is this is the new word, and you can also use while having conversations. Like suppose the two friends, okay, they had a fight, right, regarding something, and they don't agree on a particular point. So after having the discussion, one of them says, you always do like this. I mean, of course, he is angry. So in a very low voice and in a voice which cannot be understood, right? He will say, yes, you always do like this with me. Okay, so he muttered like this, okay, to speak something which is actually not audible. Okay, yes. Now, meanwhile, Balto ran steadily over the snow. His jaw hung open and his tongue lolled out of his mouth. Now, whatever the situation was, whatever the weather conditions were, Balto was steady in his running. Okay, so the word steadily here means regularly. Okay, so we can also say that students, your exams are approaching now. Okay, so you should revise the things steadily, regularly, steadily. Okay, now his jaws hung open. Okay, now his jaw is this portion. Okay, so his jaws hung open. Hung means that something is like this. Okay, like this part, right? So it is hanging, it's hung open, so it was open, right? And his tongue lolled out of his mouth, and his tongue was also hanging outside. Okay, now this word lolled out, it's a phrasal verb, beta. Okay, lolled out means hung loosely. You must have seen dogs, right? So when they are tired, okay, so their tongue, their jaws are open, and their tongues, it just lolls out. It hangs loosely. Okay, now he was panting with the effort of running. Now he was panting. When we do lot of exercise, okay, or we have done a lot of physical work, what happens? We feel tired and we pant. Pant means, okay, so panting means panting, falling short of breath. So we can say, like after the relay race, all the athletes were panting. Okay, all the athletes were panting. Okay, effort of running, and he was just as blinded by the blowing snow as his master. And we already know that Gunnar was blinded because of the weather. Okay, now the same thing happened with Balto as well, because he was at the front, right, and he had to face all the harshness of the weather, right? So he was also blinded. Blinded means May I erase it, beta? I hope you all have noted down all the words and phrases. All right. Okay, so our word is blinded. Unable to see. Unable to see. Okay, so Balto was also blinded. Now, by the blowing snow as his master. Who was his master? Gunnar. But Balto did not have to rely on his eyes. He had his nose. Okay, so that was the difference between Gunnar and Balto, right? If I ask you, when both Gunnar and Balto were blinded, how did Balto lead his team? Can you answer me this thing? Of course, because Balto, unlike Gunnar, Balto did not need his eyes to lead his team, right? He just needed his nose. And why nose? Because we all know that dogs have a wonderful sense of smell, right? Sense of smelling, right? So that was the plus point for Balto. Now beta, here we came across a word here, to rely. To rely means to depend. Okay, rely means to depend. It's a good word to add up in your functional vocabulary. Rely, like you can say, suppose your friend asks you, okay, how is Rohan as a person? So you tell him, oh, he's a great boy and you can always rely upon him in bad days, right? So that means you can always rely, you can always depend upon him whenever you are in a difficult situation. Okay, so coming to page number 67 now. Hundreds of dog teams had followed this trail in the past. Now, trail means way, or we can say a row, or we can say path, right? So before Balto, hundreds of dog teams had already followed that path, okay, because they had already crossed that path, right, that way earlier than them. Balto could sniff out the scent they had left. Now see the phrasal verb here, beta. Sniff out. Sniff out means sniff out. Sniff out means to sense something, okay, or to find out something through the sense of smelling, through your nose, right? To find out something through smell. Okay, to find out something through smell. Okay, sniff out. So Balto could sniff out the scent. Scent means smell. Scent means smell. So it was very easy for Balto to find this thing out, that yes, before me many dogs have already crossed this path, right? He was following a trail of scent and leading not only the team but also his master, who was helpless in the blizzard. Now he was just following the path through smell with the help of the scent the previous dogs had left there, right? So he was just following it, and he was not only leading his team and himself, but also his master Gunnar Why his master? Because he was unable to see anything. As we know, he was blinded, right? And because of why was he blinded? What was the reason? Because of the blizzard. We have discussed this word earlier also, but let me write it one more time. Blizzard. Blizzard means snowstorm. Snowstorm. Okay. Now, the team hit a long stretch of open country. Things should have been easier here. They weren't. Now, they are saying now they reached an area, a long road, okay, because they had already reached the country, right? Now, and they thought that it would be easier here, right? But see beta, you can see the line here. Please notice it here. Things should have been easier. Whenever we use it like this, should have been easier, that means actually they are not easy. Okay, this is what they thought, but the reality was opposite, right? There was no change in the weather, there was no change in the condition. It was all same. So they weren't. The wind was so fierce that it rocked the sled and the snow was falling thick and fast. Now, the wind was so fierce. Fierce here means beta strong. Okay, it was so strong, rocked, that it rocked the sled. Rocked means shook. Okay, rocked the sled and the snow was falling thick and fast. I mean, the snow, it got even thicker, right? And then, but in other places, the snow drifts came up almost over the dogs' heads. Can you believe that? I have already told you what is the meaning of drifts. Snow drifts, piles of snow, piles of snow, piles of snow. Okay, where lot of snow is accumulated at one place. So it happened that at some points that the piles came up to the dog's head. It was so high. Now, and the wind was blowing harder and harder, right? It sent bits of icy snow. Now, when the storm was there, right, snowstorm was there and wind was also blowing, so what was happening? Icy snow, okay, that bits means pieces, bits means pieces. So pieces of snow were coming right on their faces. Okay, so beta, bits means pieces. It's a good word and you can use it like this. Sometimes we see that our classrooms, they are dirty, lots of pieces of papers are scattered there. So we can request all the students, see, our classroom looks very dirty. We should not throw bits of pieces everywhere. Instead, we should use dustbin. Okay, all right. So, and the other dogs were so tired, obviously, because they had been running for a long time now, right? And in such harsh conditions, right? So all the dogs, they were very tired. Again and again they tried to stop. What happens, beta? When you are very tired, right, but you cannot stop, but you want to stop for some time and relax for some time there, right? So this is what happened with the dogs. Now they wanted to lie down and go to sleep in the snow. So they just wanted to relax for some time, right, and go to sleep in the snow. Balto was just as tired, right? Balto was, of course, he was even more tired, right? But he would not stop, right? He was very determined. This is something, I mean, this thing tells us more about the character of Balto, right? So if we say what was the, he kept on pulling and the other dogs had to follow behind, right? So instead, he was tired, but still he did not stop and he continued with his journey. He did not stop, and he also, he did not let the other dogs also stop and relax there. Now beta, if I ask you, can you give me a character sketch of the dog? How will you tell me? There is sufficient information that we have got about him, right? So we can say, yes, the dog in the lesson, who is the protagonist of the story, his name is Balto. He is a Siberian Husky dog, and we can also say that he was a very brave dog, right? He was very courageous, right? And he was very responsible also. We must add this thing to it. And he was a good leader also, right? Because we can see here how well he led his team, the other 12 dogs, right? And he was very smart and very responsible, right? Okay, now more than once the sled tipped over. Now beta, tip off is a phrasal verb. Tip off means tip off, right? Tip off means fell off. Fell off, right? So because they were in speed, they were at a good speed, and the snow and the weather and the wind, because of all these things, it almost fell off, right? So each time Gunnar had to feel his way down the chain of dogs and untangle their harness. Now beta, untangle means, suppose you have 2-3 chains with you, and sometimes they get stuck within each other, right? So we need to untangle them, right? We have to make them straight, right? So this is what was happening with the sled and the chains, right? On the team went following Balto's lead. So Balto was just leading his team, and all the other 12 dogs were following him. Then the trail turned. Okay, then the trail turned. Then the way. Now they had to take a turn, right? At last, the sled came to a small town of Point Safety. Very nice. Now I am so happy. Finally, they have reached at their point. That was Point Safety. The cabin where Gunnar was to meet the next driver was dark. What does that mean? How come it is dark? They already had this message, and they already knew that they have to leave for the next stop, that was the last stop, Nome, right? But how come everything was dark there? What do you think? Is the team not prepared? Let's find out. In this storm, the driver had not expected Gunnar until morning. Now this was the reason why, it was all dark, because nobody was ready there, because they thought the weather is so bad and Gunnar and his team, they will not be able to reach here in such harsh conditions, right? So they thought that he was not going to come here, right? Then in this storm, he will waste time, and the person who had to take the next team was asleep. Asleep means in sleep. He was sleeping. Now what did Gunnar think? He will waste time hitching up a fresh team. Now Gunnar thought, if they had to go to the next stop, they will attach the sled to the dogs, and they will prepare the team, and in all these things time will be wasted, right? This is what Gunnar thought. We can reach Nome by morning. I know we can. Oh my God, can you believe what decision Gunnar has taken just now? He has decided to reach to the next stop, the last stop, to Nome directly. What do you think? What will happen? Are the dogs ready for this thing? because they are already tired. Let's see. Mush, Gunnar hollered and Balto rushed ahead. Mush, do you remember? We discussed this interjection mush. Mush means that let's go ahead now, move ahead. Okay, mush is the interjection which is used to give command, right? And Balto just, the moment he heard the command, he just rushed forward. At 5:30 in the morning, Gunnar and his team arrived in Nome in a state of complete exhaustion. What a brave team, I must say. They have reached Nome. Bravo, right? So exhaustion. Now, what is the meaning of exhaustion? Exhaust and shun. Exhaustion means tiredness. Tiredness, okay? So at 5:30, so they did not stop at Point Safety and they just started directly for Nome, and at 5:30 in the morning they reached Nome, and of course everybody was completely exhausted, tired. It's a good word to use, beta. Exhaust, we can use exhaust also, exhausted and exhaustion. See, you can learn 3 words out of it. Okay, exhaust, if we use the word exhaust as a verb, so we can say, oh my god, this journey, it was a long journey, it exhausted me. Okay, that means it made me tired, right? Okay, so, and exhaustion, after the long journey, okay, all the family members were in exhaustion. Okay, so all right, they were traveling for 7.5 hours. Hats off to this team, and covered 53 miles all alone. 2 dogs were limping badly. Limping means unable to walk properly. Unable to walk properly. We can understand, we can imagine their condition, right? So 2 dogs were limping badly. One side of Gunnar's face, okay, one side of Gunnar's face was numb with frostbite. Now beta, what is frostbite? Frostbite is an injury which happens due to exposure to extreme cold condition, right? So there was snowstorm, there was a wind, strong wind, so the weather was extremely cold, and they were they were exposed to such conditions for a very long time. So in such conditions frostbite happens, right? And numb, what is numb? Numb is when you don't feel any any sensation in any body part. All right, so numb. Absence of sensation. Absence of sensation. Now it happens with us also sometimes when we keep sitting in a similar position for a very long time. What happens? Our feet, a part of our feet, it gets numb. We don't feel anything. Even if we touch it, we don't feel anything. That means it gets numb at that time, right? So this was the condition of Gunnar's face. It was all numb, right? But they had won the race against death. Do you really think so? If I ask you, how did they win the race against death? Of course, we can say because in such weather conditions, I mean, anybody could have died. Anybody could have died. But they survived, right? They reached Nome directly, right? They did the job of two teams. So of course they won the race against death, right? Then they had delivered the precious medicine which the whole town was waiting for. You know, the people in Nome, they had been waiting because the situation was very bad there, right? Viral infection, sorry, bacterial infection was spreading out there, right? And there was medicines were less, right? So they had been waiting very eagerly, right? So they had delivered the precious medicine. Precious means something very valuable, okay? Something very valuable. Precious, valuable. It's a good word to use in daily conversation. Like you can say, this gift, this watch is really precious for me as my grandfather gifted it to me, right? Okay, so after that the town people gathered around Gunnar. They shook his hand. Shook his hand means when you shake your hands like this, okay? They shook his hand and pounded him on the back. Pounded means when you do something good. Yes, when you do something good, your teachers and your family members, your parents, they do like this. Yes, very good beta, very good. That is called pounded on his back. So we can say pounded means patted. Pounded, patted. How can we ever thank you? Okay, one woman cried. Gunnar simply shook his head. Gunnar was very modest, he was very simple, and when everybody was, you know, thanking him, everybody was praising him that you don't know what you have done for us, he just said yes. Okay, so before unhitching the team, Gunnar fell to his knees. Okay, unhitching means beta, you should understand this word now. I'm sure you can yourself tell me the meaning. Hitching means attaching. Okay, unhitching means detaching. Detaching, right? Okay, so unhitching means detaching. So before detaching his team, before detaching the dogs from the chains, he fell on his knees. Okay, he just sat down, right, on his knees. He wrapped his arms around the big dog's neck and cried. He wrapped around. Wrapped around means he hugged the dog Balto and he started crying. I can feel the, you know, what he must be, what all he must be going through at that time, right? Fine dog, you brought us through, Balto. So when everything was over, Gunnar just knelt down and he just thanked Balto, right? And he just told him that, you know, it's all because of you. If we were able to do this thing, it was all because of you, right? So such a beautiful story, and I just wish, you know, I could meet this dog Balto in real. It's such a brave, such a sensible dog. Wonderful. Now beta, if I ask you, Balto was a brave dog, justify. Can you answer me this thing? Balto was a brave dog, justify this statement. So see, we can answer this question taking different examples from the story itself, right? We can say yes, he was a very brave dog. When Gunnar, he was blinded, he himself, Balto himself led his team, right? Through his sense of smell, right? And despite the bad weather, he continued the journey, right? And he also he did not let the other 12 dogs stop and relax, though they were tired, right? And at the end, when they reached point safety, even after that, when Gunnar asked them to move further to Nome, he obeyed his master, right? And they actually reached Nome, right? So there are many instances in the story. Using those instances, you can easily answer this question. Okay, so this is how beta, when you read something, just don't read the words, understand what is being conveyed to you, right? And then it will be very easy to answer any damn question from the lesson. You don't need to learn the answers. You should never learn the answers. You should understand the lesson and you will be ready to answer any question, I'm sure. So I hope you must have loved the lesson, right? Like me. Okay, so that's all for this class, beta. Thank you so much.